Right. Hello, everyone. So today we will talk about MCP and Flutter and Dart. My name is Jin. So yeah, my name is Jin. So I'm from Canada, originally from Korea. I'm Flutter GDE, and I'm organizing Flutter and GDG Montreal. And yeah, I work at Unity as a senior developer. Right. So I don't know how many of you are using AI tools. Yeah. So when I prepared this talk, I did a small research in Google saying that in 2024, 82% of developers are using AI tools to write the code. So meaning that in 2025, most of us are actually using AI already, right? And here's a question from me. So do you feel AI is really smart or is it really intelligent? Yeah, yeah, yeah. In my feeling, if you ask something AI already know, probably AI give you excellent answers, right? But if you ask something AI doesn't know, AI just hallucinate or giving you some, bullshit information that doesn't even make sense, right? So sometimes AI looks like dumb, right? So we want to fix that issue. So before we fix that issue, I asked the AI that, can you read my local file? AI obviously cannot do that. AI only answer your question, right? It's designed for that. So I asked the AI about our conversation yesterday. I'm going to Fluttercon, and then the water information or whatever, and then next day I asked the AI to remember that. No, AI doesn't remember anything. AI only answer based on information of time of training, right? So AI doesn't know about it. So I also asked the AI, can you open the browser? Okay, I want to open google.com on my browser. Can you do that? No, AI cannot do that. AI only answer your question. That's it. So the problem here is that AI, we use AI every day. That's great. But AI cannot do everything. So AI cannot read your local file in your machine. AI doesn't remember anything. If you remind them again, AI cannot do an action. That's it. Let's say you ask the open up the browser. Let's say you want to control your light in your home. AI cannot do that. AI only answering your question, right? So MCP, Model Context Protocol, is introduced to solve that issue. It's introduced from Anthropic, and someone saying that and Model Context Protocol is like USB-C hub, so it's kind of standard, so you can plug multiple features to your AI using the MCP protocol, and giving kind of, you are giving the hand to the AI, you're giving your brain to the AI, multi-different capability. So let's say you want AI to understand your Slack messages, you plug Slack MCP to your AI. If you want your AI can read your file, you give the local file MCP to the AI model. So it makes AI can understand real world information and do some action. That's the point of doing the MCP. So let's talk a little bit about MCP here. So MCP has three key components. First one is MCP host, which is agent application. Whatever the AI application you use, like the Cloud Code, Cursor, or the Copilot, Google released yesterday Gemini CLI. Those are all like agent AI applications, right? So those are MCP hosts in this world. And MCP host include MCP client so that your MCP client can talk to the MCP server. And MCP client is the embedded in the host application, and the server is in your local machine or remote. So it's really the server that actually communicates with local file or API in the outside of the world, real world. Okay. And between MCP client and MCP server, they use the two different protocol there. One is STDIO. Let's say your MCP server is running on your local machine. That is the STDIO. So you mostly want to use STDIO for that. And let's say you have the MCP server is running in the remote server, then you might want to use streamable HTTP. So depending on the MCP servers, they might have different strategies. Okay. So here's a little, the really simplified drawing that I made. So you see there's a MCP host. I don't know if, yeah, MCP host is a big box, is there. And then the MCP, the AI agent is talking with LLM, the AI model. And the MCP client is embedded in the host application, like a Cursor or Cloud Code, those kind of applications. And they are talking to the MCP server outside of the application. And the MCP servers are talking to all the APIs or database or file system. So this way, you are plugging different MCP to your AI application to extend all the features. All right, so for the MCP, what they do, okay, there are three main features. One is the tools. So you're giving a hand to the AI. So let's say you want to ask the AI, open up the browser, or the turn off the light in your home automation or something, or you give some context to the AI. So your data, your information is in the database, or if it's in the Google Docs or in your local machine, you can use the resource to provide those the context to the AI. That's the resource. The last one is prompt. So let's say you have the really nice prompt engineering your workflow. Let's say I want to, when I always make the application, probably you're going to ask, plan out what the step of the making the application. Then you can template out those kind of prompts and then provide through the MCP. So make it, when you want to do the same job, always have the consistent result on that. So yeah, I know it's small, so you don't need to read everything. I can just show you, okay, maybe this is better here. So here, I just want you to let you know how the really basic the flow of AI agent is working with MCP. So with MCP client and MCP, when you plugged it, when you open up the AI application, then it uses the MCP client to register what kind of functions, what kind of features available. So your AI application is let the AI model know these kind of functions or features are available. And user is going to ask to let's say you prompt to the AI application, then AI application is going to ask to your LLM model, and LLM is tell you, okay, probably I need to call this function. So it's not actually AI is calling those functions. Actually, the AI agent application is calling those functions using the MCP client and the MCP server. So once you have the data or context, or you did an action or something, you did it, and you're gonna tell to the AI again, here. So yeah, so I did this one, and then to the AI, we'll conclude all the data, using all the data or context or the action of the result of the action, he will give you conclude answer to the end user. So that's the basic flow of how the AI agent is working with the MCP. All right, so let's talk about a little bit of the use cases. So I think the most famous use case is vibe coding. Anyone is doing vibe coding already here? Using MCP? No, not even using MCP. All right. Yeah, MCP, you are using it. That's cool. So yeah, MCP is basically enabler for the vibe coding for me. So you can, using that, you use the MCP to provide bunch of the information to your AI agent. So let's say your product requirement is in the Google Drive, and you have some bug ticket in Jira, or you have some GitHub repository in there. You want to make it everything automatic. Using the MCP, you can do that. Provide the information from the GitHub, provide the information from Google Drive, provide the information from the Jira, and let AI does the job. So you can make it everything automatic with the MCP in this way. I personally work as the kind of DevOps at Unity. So I run the observability stack, so like Grafana, Mimir, Prometheus, and those kind of things. So traditional way, probably you make dashboard in Grafana, and then you're gonna constantly go there and then see it, what's going on, my infrastructure is healthy or not, or something like that. Now, what I do using the Grafana MCP, I just ask to the AI. So thanks to the MCP Grafana, if now a LLM can read my data in the Grafana database. I mean, technically Prometheus database. So you read the data from there, and then you will automatically find there's potential issues or any anomalies. It will find it and then let me know. And what you can do also is you are into home automation, controlling your light or turning off your air conditioner or those kind of things. You can create your home automation MCP, and then you can control. You just ask your AI to control your light, and then maybe dimming or heat up or make it cool, right? And next one is the web scraping. So, like I said, you can now control web browser. Famous one is the Playwright MCP that actually open up the Chrome browser, or you can also open it as headless browser. So you can ask MCP. You can ask the AI to use MCP to scraping some data on the web, and then you can use that data in your LLM, or you can make it summarize or those kind of jobs. And the last one is also related to the vibe coding. So I already mentioned Playwright. So maybe you write your Flutter application and running on the web, and then you can spin up that application, load on the Playwright browser, and then let them test it out automatically. Maybe you can even do the monkey test. Maybe there's a button, and then you click there, and they come back, and then there might be the console log messages, and LLM can read it, and probably your LLM can even automatically debug it. So you can make it iterate through. So it's part of the vibe coding. You can even debugging all the issues, all automatic. So yeah, so I talked about already many things, but there's a list of the MCP, the servers already available. When Anthropic released this protocol, like, I don't know, it's only like 8 months ago, last year, November, right? And there's a bunch of MCP servers already there. You can already use it, right? Probably, yeah, maybe some of them is missing for your own specific needs or something, but most of the time, I think you will find it already available. Let's say Jira MCP, Grafana MCP, or those kind of things. Yeah, honestly, I think most of people create those MCP servers using the vibe coding technique. So that's why, in that short time, there's a bunch of MCP just publish it. And a lot of people are actually using it. So now let's talk about how to create MCP yourself. So let's say I already mentioned there's many MCP servers, but what if you don't have it? You want to have something specific. Let's say you have your intranet, and then you want to create MCP server to read your internal data from your intranet only for your employees or only for company members, right? Then probably you want to create your own MCP server, right? Or you have AI agents application that you are actually working on, and then you want to extend features using the MCP. Then probably you want to implement MCP client in your application, right? So MCP Dart is the package actually I'm working on. So it's open source and the pure implementation of MCP SDK, because Anthropic released the MCP SDK for the mostly JavaScript, TypeScript, and Python. And then there's many other official support languages, but Dart wasn't one of them. So when I started MCP in March in this year, and it was not there. So, I just decided, I tried the vibe coding, just create it, and then I just wanted to use it myself. And at the end, I thought maybe I can just publish it to the public, so to the Dart community. So, we can create our own MCP in community and so on, right? So that's the MCP Dart that I'm working on. If you just search MCP on PubDev, probably my MCP, the package, is the most popular one as of now. And I know Google is actually working on another MCP package. So yeah, I'm not necessarily competing with them, but I'm okay to you guys use Google MCP. It's okay. But yeah, I just want to tell you that there's an option available. Yeah, so what the MCP Dart package is I implemented the full stack. So I wouldn't say latest because the Anthropic released new version in June. That one I didn't address yet. But it supports the full stack, so you can create your own MCP client, MCP server, and you can also use for the transport protocol, you can use STDIO, stream over HTTP, full stack. And the registration API, like you have the tool, you want to register this as MCP the tools. I provide all the functions so you can easily register your MCPs, MCP features. And I also implement all the advanced features like the sampling, route, and so on. And another good thing about implementing MCP with Dart is natively compilable. So I don't know if you're already using MCP servers in Python or JavaScript. It's not compiled, so actually you need to install all the SDK on your local machine. Even you are not Java developer, you still need to install Node.js runtime. You still need to install your Python and so on. With the Dart, we can just natively compile it. So even our user doesn't need to install Dart SDK. They can just install your MCP native binary and they can just use it. And oops, sorry about that. Yeah, so here's a little bit of source code. So you don't need to read everything, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is. So here, this part is to just initiate the MCP servers. And on the right part is about how you register your function. So this one is the example of the calculator. So it just add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So you just define the input schema, and you implement the actual function here. And here is you just connect, meaning that your MCP server is running. Then that's it. You already have the MCP server that does the calculation. So once you're any AI application, AI agent application, then you can register your MCP server just like that. This one is the example of the Cloud desktop. So using this, the configuration, then you see on the right part, on top, I prompted add 5 plus 7. Then Cloud desktop is calling my MCP server to get the result and giving me all the result. So it's that easy. That's what I want to show you. And the other one is the MCP client. Let's say you want to create your application, something like Cloud desktop. Then it's pretty similar. You create the transport, and then you create MCP client, and then connect. And once you connect, then you can call the all different API, like you want to make sure if the MCP server and client is connecting. They are communicating. You can ping it. Next one is list tools API. You want to know all the list of the tools available in the MCP, and you can also call the actual function. So you can do the call tools, and you're gonna get the result, and you can just print it out, something like that. So I just made comparison here. So here, all this configuration is from this. So STDIO protocol, the transport, you make it. You see there's the command is Dart, and then run, and source code. So this one is not natively compiled. This one is the JIT example, something like the Node.js or Python is mostly using this technique. And here, another example. So on the left side is the Cloud desktop. So here, Cloud desktop is calling the calculate function in the MCP. So you can do this in your Dart code. And here you want to see all the list of the tools. You can call client.listtools. Then then you're gonna have all implementation of the client MCP. You can just use it in your application. So you can plug and play whatever the MCP servers in your AI agent application. So I prepared little demo. So this demo is to show you how MCP client is actually working. So I created a little demo application, this agent chat app. I created with Flutter, desktop application. So let's see. Oh, just a second. This is not a wide one. So this one. So this is the application that I created. I'm just going to the setting page. And the setting page, I enabled Playwright MCP and GitHub MCP. So go back, and I'm just checking the MCPs are connected, and I'm prompting here. So I'm asking to the AI, the Gemini, that search MCP Dart repository in GitHub and open it up on the browser. So see, here the first step, what MCP does is using the GitHub MCP is searching the repository that I told them to search. And then step 2 is opening that the URL on the Playwright, on the browser using the Playwright. So MCP is actually automatically opening the browser, and then MCP Dart repository in the GitHub. And I did another action here after all. And oops. Yeah, I just asked, open the pull request in the screen. Then MCP understand that, okay, we are talking about the Playwright already, so MCP knows that the next action. So MCP is doing the action and open up the pull request page, something like that. So you can automate it using the MCP server. And next demo I have is vibe coding. So the client example, I also did vibe coding. I used Gemini 2.5, and then I asked Gemini to create the client application, even the agentic flow, and integrating MCP servers. That's all vibe coded. But here I wanted to show you how easy it is to implement MCP server using vibe coding. So, okay. I don't know if you can see the prompt there. It's a little blurry, you see. So I'm just asking that I want to use MCP Dart package, and I want to use STD-IO transfer protocol, and I want to create MCP server that fetch information from PubDev. So I just prompted, and then here I'm just asking them to plan it out. So what's your plan? And let's see what MCP, the AI agent did it. So here, my AI agent is doing a bunch of stuff to planning out. Okay, you see, he did multiple things. He fetched information about MCP Dart from the internet, and he understands what is MCP Dart. And now he's planning out how it's gonna actually implement the MCP server. And then now MCP, the AI agent started to implement MCP server. So what it's doing is that create the code and then find the bug and automatically debug it. And at the end, it's saying it's done. And here you see this part is the MCP configuration for my AI agent that I'm using. Here is the root code for your information. And it also created all the configuration. So everything's already ready to test for yourself. So see this. Now I want to test myself. Here. Okay, so I need to. So I just prompted, tell me about MCP Dart package in the PubDev. And let's see what it does. So yeah, so I'm gonna rewind a little bit. Here you can see that my AI agent is using the MCP server that we just created, using that and fetch the information and giving me the result. So that's what I want to show you, that if you need any your special needs or making MCP server, you can just vibe code it and then you can just use it. Of course, if you need to publish your MCP server to someone else, probably you need to polish your code and so on. There are more extra steps, but for your own needs, you can just easily make it and then use it for your own needs. So yeah, actually, I have a bunch of time, so we can do the little recap here. So yeah, so AI was lacking real world information. Basically, AI is missing all the context because AI is trained on specific date. So AI doesn't know about all the difference until as of now. So we can provide all the context information to the AI using MCP that will unlock the AI capability. So you can use the Dart, MCP Dart package to implement your own MCP server, or you can use the MCP client. I mean, you can implement your MCP client to make your AI agent even more intelligent. So that that's about it. So that was it. That's what I prepared for today. So if you want to connect with me, just my LinkedIn, and you can just you can just go to liac.com and you will find me. And probably since we have time, maybe you can do some question time. Anyone have any question? Here, maybe we can, ready?
What were you using for the MCP server? Are there any packages that you need to use, or was it all straightforward?
So if I understood well, to build MCP server, what?
In Dart, in Dart,
Oh,
you have.
in my demo.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I use I think main MCP server I use the context 7. So context 7 MCP server is fetching the library, the documentation. So it's based on the README. So context 7 knows that MCP Dart is registered in context 7. So AI agent is asking how to use MCP Dart. Then my AI agent now understand that, okay, MCP Dart is, I know how to use it. So my AI agent implement based on the documentation registered in context 7.
But do you need to import any packages? Like, is it straightforward? Like,
So context 7, I think you can register yourself, but I didn't register it. I mean, one day I just realized that my MCP server was registered already. Or, I mean, in this vibe coding demo, I implemented PubDev MCP server, right? So using PubDev MCP server, you can ask PubDev MCP server to fetch how to use my MCP repository, I mean the library. Then yeah,
okay.
that's how it works. Anyone else? Here.
How do you see this evolving in the future? What do you think? Do you see any gaps in the MCP protocol, or are there any developments that, I'm just wondering what this seems like such an explosive development in AI, and it's been so useful. It's been useful for us at SoFi as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering what this is going to look like in a couple years, and what our jobs are going to look like in a couple years as there's MCP servers for everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I didn't talk about my story. So last year, about this time, I was on the side of skeptical on the AI. I didn't like the AI. AI generated whatever the code, and I didn't like it. So I was kind of saying that, AI is shit. And then when I go to conference, everyone is talking about AI. I was so boring. I just want to hear of the Flutter at the time. But this year, I changed my mind. I mean, after Gemini 2.5 Pro release, I tested out. I did few vibe coding, and I had amazing results on that. So all my demo, I all used the Gemini 2.5 Pro. Most of the time, I didn't even use AI agent. It was mostly one-shot coding. So what I want to say here is that the innovation is so fast. I was skeptical just a few months ago, and then now I'm kind of AI believer, right? So I think MCP. I know there's a lot of everyone is talking about MCP now, but I don't know where it's actually going. In next year, probably MCP, maybe not a thing, but probably there's something better than MCP for sure. But what I want to say here is that you can already use it, right? So you can improve your workflow using the MCP already. Or if you have your application, then you can implement MCP feature in your AI application to extend the feature, even without yourself to implement everything, right? So I don't know the future, but as of now, what I see the direction is that everyone is concerning about security now about the MCP. So my recommendation on that is probably you want to use, I mean, use the STDIO based MCP server. It's a little more secure because it's running on your local machine and so on. But I try to not use too much on the remote side MCP server if it's not something trusted. Yeah, but for the future, I don't know. Sorry for that. Anyone else? All right, then maybe you can wrap. Thank you very much.